All right, welcome to my FX Buddies, the podcast. And I say podcast because there are more than one mediums on which you can engage with this content. I'm watching their I'm watching their TV. They must have had a marathon or something. It's so weird to watch things and only see men. I still can't get over it. All this time, I've been watching their TV like 7 years, and it's still so. Oh, there's a female. Huh. Um, yeah, but so they're showing the parade is starting, but even this I'm saying marathon, but what is it when you run? Yeah, a marathon, right? And it looked like they had like grown men, and then they had like young boys too. So, yep, their military parade is starting right now, I believe, for the National Day. All right. Anyway, so yeah, I missed you, but it wasn't worth it to do a post yesterday. So now I have a full deck, but I'm only going to cover, some things because I'm going to keep this under 30 minutes. I promise. All right. So my FX Buddies, the blog is the best way to engage, in my opinion, and how you get there is wherever you are enjoying this content, look for a prompt of more info, intro, description, something of that nature. You click that, another box is going to open or something depending on what site you're on. The link may already be there. You just have to look for it, but it'll say link to my FX Buddies, or the link will be there, blue, and then you just click on that and you're here at this page. So I want to say thank you. Oh, shout out to Winnie, sent a gift of support. Um, you know what? I can't say this person's name. I'll just say someone gave a gift of $50. Ding, 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 ding. If I had sound effects, that's what you would get. You would get a ringing bell. Thank you, thank you. And I think that's it. And well, there's someone who has a membership at my coffee, buy me a coffee, but I don't see the name. So yeah, so that just came through. Also, so you know who you are, and thank you. All right. Alrighty, so it hasn't really been exciting. I forgot here in America because on Tuesday the news kind of slowed down, and then Wednesday it was really slow, and I was like, "What is going on?" But I forgot here in America, it's Yom Kippur. Well, I guess other places too. But so you had people dealing with that, right, or celebrating or the whatever they call it. And then in Iraq, there was the National Day and the preparation for that. So yeah, it just it makes sense now that it was slow, right? Okay, so yeah, we'll get into this. Now, this is a longer article, but it's good, and the the end is the best part, as very often it is. Usually you could read the last two paragraphs, the beginning two paragraphs, and you're good, right? But this is one of those. Well, here's the title. Well, here's my title that I put together. Will Iraq miss the new Middle East boom? The clock is ticking. And then the actual title is Iraqi Banks Between the Dollar Transfers Complex and the Dream of a Regional Financial Center, a new vision for the changing Middle East economy. And so, just like that title, there is a lot in this article. It goes to historic opportunity, geopolitical shifts. There's two new things, right? The new Middle East, the golden Middle East, and then the same thing for ice cream land, right? And altogether, there's like 3 or 4 different plans. And I'm not sure who wrote them. I'm sure we had influence on them, but I don't know. But yeah, so it talks about a fundamental shift in the way financial sector is managed, an establishment of an integrated legal and institutional vision that protects financing and opens the way for development initiatives. Yeah, the Fall Port, the development road, and its oil, gas, and human resources. They need that to get up and running and official, right? And they'll become a financial and commercial hub at the heart of the region. And so here's some challenges. The banks, right? The banking system. The second challenge is dollar captivity to diversified financing. I think there's one more. I don't know who that guy is. The electronic payment revolution. And the problem with that is what? The people not trusting, the people not learning, and then electricity. Okay, so then it says what's required. Credit guarantee scheme. And for them, when they use scheme, that's like another word for mechanism. It's not trickery like here in the West. A scheme to us means like trickery, right? So the historic opportunity prevents a mix of challenges and opportunities. On the one hand, Iraqi banks face the accumulation of over-reliance on the dollar, weak capital, and delayed legislation. There's the key. Delayed legislation. On the other hand, Iraq possesses a unique geographical location and massive strategic projects, as well as natural and human resources that could transform it into a regional financial center if exploited wisely. And they pose a pivotal question. Will Iraqi banks remain captive to remittances, or will they transform into genuine financial institutions that contribute to building a diversified and robust economy? The answer, it seems, cannot be delayed. Today's Middle East does not wait for the hesitant. And if Iraq does not race against time to reform its banking sector, it may find itself excluded from the map of the new Middle East. Yeah, and then there's been quite a bit about the banks. So here's one. The establishment of the national bank is in the final stages. So this is I think, Iraqi bank, but Iraq National Bank, right? Because they're one Iraq, right? But this is in the Kurdistan region. Yeah, and it will a very good facility for citizens. So they hope it's ready by December 31st of this year. Yeah, and these articles are from yesterday. These are yesterday's articles. So central bank comprehensive policies to support small and medium-sized enterprises. And is this in Basra? No, this is the regular bank, but this guy is, what's his position? He's the director of financial inclusion. And I can say all 3 of his names. Hussein Abdul Amir. He told the news, the vital sector requires comprehensive enablers based on a set of policies, including financing, empowering entrepreneurs, developing financial infrastructure, and strategic partnerships. He explained that these factors represent a consistent approach for the central bank's work to enable access to small and medium enterprises. And that is what they focus on. They do, they have jobs and they're going to have jobs. There's some more oil projects that went into effect, activated 10,000 jobs here, 2,000 jobs there. Yeah, so lots of announcements about that. But then also they have a heavy push for entrepreneurship. Digital financial inclusion. Here, if you're reading along with me, we're right here. Digital financial inclusion is a key factor in supporting these projects through the development of digital applications and e-wallets that provide financial services beyond the traditional banking sector procedures. It also plays a fundamental role in enhancing financial awareness and knowledge among entrepreneurs about how to access appropriate funding sources and select them objectively based on the project's capabilities and financial plans. So, yeah. And then here we have another article about that TIR system. And again, it's saying the launch of new land routes. So, maybe the fact that it's with Arab Gulf states, maybe that's the new thing about it. But yeah, they even put it in the Gazette, Wednesday, October 1st Gazette, but that has nothing to do with the RV. So, reactivating the land corridor extending from Turkey to Iraq, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, and all the way to Kuwait. Oh, you know what I was watching? Just side note, sorry. It says Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates more efficiently and safely. I was watching not the president, but something high up. Maybe the Minister of Trade from Zimbabwe. He was being interviewed by Bloomberg. And even he said Qatar, and I just fell out laughing. It sounds so funny to hear, because usually it's the Australian lady, the British lady, right? But to hear the man with his deep voice say Qatar, I said, well, yeah, I guess that's how they say it. Um, but their Qatar is either forgiving their debt or making a significant um, investment in Zimbabwe. But it was something, and he smiled. He had this smile, and his face lit up. He was like, "No, it's a um, direct financing venture," I think he said, because the lady said, well, is there an underwriter? Who are you going through, like the usual World Bank, IMF, whatever? He said, no, it's a direct financial venture, and smiled like, y'all ain't getting nothing. Oh, anyway, so Sadani here, he said there's no doubt. I seek to form the next government. And who was he talking to? Just the news, I think. He may have been giving a speech, um, but it wasn't. I don't think it was in person. It was video, I believe. Yeah, but so he says his alliance enjoys popular acceptance that qualifies us to win the largest number of seats in the upcoming parliamentary elections. So as of today, for the next 30 days or maybe up until the election, it's campaign. They call it electioneering is the word that I saw them use. Electioneering. And so it's about to get dirty. They're gonna, who knows what. So if you're a person that reads articles, just know that's why there's gonna be every man and woman for themselves. Vote for me. I showed up for my job. Look at that representative. They didn't show up. They were absent 6 times, right? It's gonna get nasty. Yeah, so you can read this, but he just talks about all the things that he's done, and he wants to continue. And if you vote for his, so the way that their parliament works, I don't know if they all work this way, but the people vote for the representatives, and then those representatives, they vote for the prime minister. So the prime minister doesn't actually run he's out there, but he's probably saying, I need you to support these group of representatives because they'll put me back in, right? So Sudani made a quick trip to the UAE. It seemed like a surprise trip, But he met with Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al whatever, the president, and they talked about all this stuff right here: trade, energy, transportation, strategic development. They want to be part of the development road project, a framework of a quadripartite agreement, ways to work to support stability, prevent the expansion of the conflict, and all causes of escalation. So it was a pretty serious meeting. And in one of the meetings, they gave him the seat of power. Like here, so here, this is their president, and he's sitting on the right, and Sudani's sitting on the left. But in another meeting, they let Sudani sit at the right, and the other people in the room were to the left of him. I thought that was interesting. What is this? So they got a $6.1 billion boost because they had this industry conference fair, Baghdad International Fair, and they signed 64 partnership contracts. And there it is. It was a week long. It's going to end on October 7th, I believe. And there's some, I don't know what that is, but I'm sure it says down here what it is. And there's some pictures if you want to enlarge them. I was going to say that other phrase. But see this? They use this now in the Middle East. I don't know if this robot thingy here is part of the display or he's actually there. I just automatically call him Wahiz. I don't know why. It's there, and you can go up and it talks to you and it tells you, oh, do you need help finding your exhibit that you're looking for, or finding the restrooms or whatever, and it'll tell you. And like if it's something that you have a band, the wristband that allows you to go into things other people don't go into, it'll scan your little thingy and tell you. Yeah, they use this a lot in Saudi Arabia, Dubai. All right, and yeah, so there's all of those pictures if you want to look at those pictures. All right, here's another report. This one wasn't as I don't want to say it's not interesting. To me, it's not. It's more, again, talking about how sanctions on the neighbor can leak over and have an effect on Iraq. Yeah. So you could read that if you like, but. All right, and here is the way to support my FX buddies, which is me, just a little old me by myself, right? I don't have a team. I don't have boots on the ground. I wish I did have boots on the ground, though. Somehow that spoke English. Wait, I need them to speak. Okay, here, I'm putting in my order. If somebody's listening, I need them to speak Kurdish, whatever language, Arabic that they speak in the other part of Iraq, and English. Okay? All right, but anyway, so Cash App, Buy Me a Coffee, PayPal, you can find me here. It's always here, and it's always in the link, the little box that opens when you click more and all that stuff. But big or small, I appreciate it all. And thank you in advance for your generosity. Ding. Okay, so now we're at today's. So look at that. Mastercard had a technical glitch, suspending money transfers for citizens in Iraq. But go digital. It's so great. You'll have no problems. Unless there's a glitch. Unless the power goes out. What else? Unless someone steals your identity, right? But anyway, so I don't know, when they do things like this, they have to announce, hey, yes, we know there's a glitch. We know. but then they don't always announce when it's been corrected and things are in working order again. And so I think they thought it would be down 24 hours. Yes. And look at that, right around the holiday, too. All right. So here's Barzani. This is the son Barzani talking about the My Account project, trying to convince more people to sign up, right? He says it makes salary distribution easier and faster and strengthens confidence in the banking system. I don't think so, because you force them to use it. Because if they didn't have to use it, they wouldn't use it. They'd prefer to get a check, right? But, they have to say what they have to say. So they're up 15% from less than 5%, yeah, to more than 15% of the people are in the project. So they have helped increase they had to increase the ATMs and branches, and they still are. Over 3 billion salaries have been paid to date, it says. So, yeah, so it's working, but I mean, when you force a person to use something, it better work, right? Now look at this. Syria contracts with an Iraqi company to develop a cement plant. So, yeah, I told you they are fast tracking Syria like you wouldn't believe. So you don't have to read that. I just put that there so you would see. All right. Let's see. How can I? So this was an article in the Washington Post. The U.S. has set 4 conditions for the neighbor, right? Iraq's neighbor, not to start aggressive maneuvers, conflict. There's a 3-letter word that fits those 2 descriptions I just gave. But are they gonna go by it? No. And something's going on. So we know the guy who they ran out of Syria, right? I just don't want to say his name. Bashir is his first name. He went to, at least it's believed, he went to Putin's country, right? Well, today, guess who arrived at the same destination? A group of Syrian military. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I thought that was interesting. So I think this article here is interesting. The wonderful Sudanese man, but it's Sudani. But I don't know why, still after all this time, almost 4 years, right? His name still interprets that way. Controversy after the London conference at Chatham House. And I kept meaning to show you guys this. I have had this on my computer since, look, July 3rd. That's how long I've had this up. But I kept forgetting. So it's in English, the Iraq Initiative Conference 2025, because they had it in. So this is an example of the posters that they put up for their electioneering. So yeah, if you want to read that, you can, because I put a link to it at the bottom of this article. See right here, a booklet in English PDF here. When this is a live blog, that will be a live link if you want to go check it out. So there was a little bit of controversy here. Some people were complaining, saying he didn't say anything new. I wonder what they were looking to hear. But anyway, but this one lady, she says, a question about the presence of the H people right here, Ansar Allah. It's rumored, it's believed they have a headquarters in Iraq, but no one will neither confirm nor deny it. It's probably wise for them not to. Here, he's popular among women too. I like the part about Sudani being so popular among women. A woman in attendance commented on the content of the first session, which focused on the level of Sudani's popularity. And then another conference attendee said, I don't want to say bad things. Mm-hmm. They remember them days when you said bad things and then your family didn't see you for 2 weeks. So, yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting, um, but let me see. Here's the part that I bolded. What does this say? Some of the conference attendees and observers came away with the impression that European and Western lobbies had decided to give Sudani, currently the moderate wing of the Iraqi government, a dose of external popularity ahead of the elections and toward the goal of a second term. So that I was happy to see that, even though there's plenty of things to contradict that, right? But I was happy to see that. Um, yeah, so if you want to read that, you can. Here's another deal. Accelerate Energy. You can, they're a public company. You can invest in them if you'd like. They oh, that was bad grammar. Excuse me. They were selected to develop a floating liquefied natural gas terminal. All right. Accelerate. So for those just listening, it's EXCELERA. T as in Tom, energy. All right. Let's see. I think we're almost done. Yes. And here's an article about Venezuela. I'm not going to read the rest of the title though. Well, let's see. They're not happy with actions that our jets are taking near their coast. All right. And so I know I believe that's in regular U.S. news. I don't watch U.S. news. So, and plus, this is the perspective from Iraq. This was in their news, right? And very often it's different. Yeah. And here's another. Central Bank of Iraq launches digital payment campaign. However, this is the branch in Basra. They have launched Your Transport is Easier with easier payment. So I'm wondering if they mean traveling. Oh yeah, it says right there. Public transport, vehicles and taxis. See, I skipped that and I just read this the third paragraph. So, yep, they're particularly focusing their attention. This right here is one of the words I don't say. Focusing their attention on bank card holders and marginalized groups. Yeah, they're trying to promote financial inclusion about digital payments. Ooh, that's big. U.S. investments accelerate in Iraq. Here is a project that was originally given to you train. Okay, figure that out. But they were given ample time to get to work, and they did not. Gee, I wonder why. Could they possibly be busy doing something else? I don't know. But so yeah, so one of our companies got Schlumberger. Schlumberger got this. See right here, there's that word you train, right? But the real word. So Schlumberger got the project to develop it. Yes, I think that might be it. Oh, of course, we can't not have a day without Maliki, right? Guess what he's saying? No to discrediting and vote buying. We want fair and sound elections that Iraqis will be proud of. He's probably one of the biggest election meddlers, right? But he's been out 2, maybe even 3 days in a row. But today was a special day. Today marks the beginning of the electoral race. So yeah, competition must be fair, free from the misuse of public funds and state resources. Yep, so he's around every day. Oh, and I just have this here because some of us were wondering where the bank's going to be open tomorrow in the country. And yes, indeed they are. A new schedule has been posted to my account. So I don't know if they got a text message or whatever. There was something else with this article, but it was in Arabic that I couldn't translate. So I don't know what it says. But I'm thinking maybe it said the same thing here. But it says my account in a statement said that tomorrow, Friday, October 3rd, despite the official holiday, money will be deposited on several offices and ministries, and you can go to receive your salary. So yeah, the banks will be open tomorrow. Oh, one more. One more. Yes, this is the last article, I promise. And it's I just want to show you this is another way that our troops will be back. Washington reduces troops in Iraq, paving way for security partnership. So that tells me some security company's going to be made. And the employees are going to be, yeah, military. And they're going to show up. Hey, you need some security? We're your man, right? And now they'll be paid to be there. Our security, our guys, because, I'm sure you heard the lose weight, get tough. So I'm going back to saying guys, right? Uh, but no, our military, they'll be there, but under a contract. And I don't know how long that'll take, but I just by reading this, that's what I believe. That's what I believe. All right. See, the future partnership would help strengthen Iraq's security, support economic growth, attract investment, and allow Baghdad to play a stronger regional role. All right. Yes. So thank you for your time. Thank you for hitting that thumbs up like button. It helps so much. Oh yeah, they're having a good old time. Now I don't know where they are, but I know that symbol back there is one of the banks. They're waving their flags and big old smiles on their faces. It's going to be a good day in Iraq. Yeah. They got head wraps that have the flag on them. That was a good idea. Wow. Yeah, they're proud. They're proud of their country, like any person should be, right? From their country. And it's about time. They deserve it. Anyway, all right, so I'm pretty certain. Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say that. It's Friday. Fridays are already pretty slow. So with this being a special holiday, I know we're waiting for an announcement, and I'm looking. I'll be looking and watching. Oh, they have T-shirts with the flag on the back. Oh yeah, they spent big money on that. All right. Anyway, so I'm gonna get out of here because you guys can't see what I'm looking at. Anyway, thank you, thank you. I appreciate all your comments and for filling in words that I can't remember. All right, so accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss any meals and pay all your bills. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your morning, night, noon, whatever time frame you are indulging in this content. And until next time.